Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om, I bow to the Lord Vasudeva. Hello, friends. Today we're going to read two more slokas or stanzas from the first chapter of the Gita. In this portion, Drona, the king material desire, as Yogananda called him, is he's been counting. First of all, he counted all the foes on the side against him, the virtuous qualities. Now he's counted the qualities on his side. And he goes on to say, and numerous others, heroes well trained for battle and armed with many weapons, all of them ready to lay down their lives for my sake in defense of my egoic desires. And then the next stanza, our forces, guarded by Bhishma, are numberless, for the pathways into delusion are multifarious. But their army, divided by Bhima, the power to uplift the body's energy, is numerically constricted because focused and powerful. Many translations of the Gita make the mistake of thinking that our force is invincible and theirs is easily conquered. No, he's talking about the qualities, the number. As the sons of Dhritarashtra were 100, of which Duryodhana, king material desire, is the main one. But the sides of the Pandavas, they're basically 5. And then a few generals and so on. What he's saying is, of course, you know that in the story, Krishna has 1 million soldiers and they're all on his side. All of this is allegorical, but the thing is that the qualities of virtue, the outstanding qualities, are not many. You can err in an infinite number of ways, but you can, to counter the energy comes outward into the body, into all the senses. You've got so many different directions that you can take your outward moving energy toward money, toward sex, toward fame, toward power, toward all the ramifications of it. And the inward way is a single nerve coming up the spine in the Sushumna. And this, its qualities as identified in the spine, the power of yama niyama, fiery self-control, the power of devotion, the power of calmness, all of these directed up toward God. You don't need to have a long category of things that you need to develop in order to become virtuous. Just above all, think of loving God. In the Gita, it says somewhere later on, very interesting and very important passage, the worst of sinners, if he steadfastly seeks God, meditates on him, and tries to uplift himself, he quickly comes to God. Don't worry about how many faults you have. Just think whether you love God enough. Because your love for God is all that you really need to find him. Yes, there are techniques that will help to nudge you along that path and bring you to the goal much faster. Kriya Yoga is one wonderful technique that way. But the virtues, as Dronacharya, as Duryodhana points out here, they're not many, but they're powerful. One act, St. John of the Cross said, as I quoted recently, of divine love, of great love for God, is worth more in God's eyes than all the action of dedicated, pious, but not devoted monks and nuns and priests in the world. The most important thing is to turn your mind to those few things that you need to do. You don't have to get a long list of things, New Year's resolutions, that I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do the other. They're endless if you want to try that way. But if you took these basic virtues that you have, that have been given to us in every scripture, don't be sectarian in your adherence to the scriptures. There's a story that Sri Ramakrishna used to tell of this man who was fanatic in his devotion to Vishnu, God in the form of Vishnu. And so God came to him, and he came to him in the half form of half Vishnu and half Shiva. And the man closed the nostrils of the Shiva side while he was waving incense in order that only Vishnu would get it. And this God said to him, "You're so bigoted that you'll never find anything." And he told him, "You'll have to go for many lives before you really understand." But God is everywhere. The same virtues that are taught in the Bible are taught in the Shastras, are taught in all religions. All religions. No great master has ever come and said, "My children, for a change, be dishonest, be unkind, be ruthless." No. All the scriptures teach you to be kind, to be loving. Humility doesn't mean self-effacement. It means that you offer yourself to God and let Him act through you. The more you live a virtuous life, the more you find yourself unafraid of anything, because no one can hurt you then. They may try. The chances are they will try. I may as well be honest with you. Because when people see somebody who has no personal motives, they think there's got to be something wrong with this bird. Everybody does something for some sort of motive. And if he's doing it only to please God, there's got to be something wrong. He must really want something dark, but he doesn't want to tell people what it is. So they imagine, and this is how they treat the saints. That's why Jesus said, "If you renounce everything for my sake and God's sake and the Gospels, you will have 100-fold and persecution." Because the world will persecute you because they won't be able to understand your reason for trying to help everybody. They'll think, "What's in it for you? You're trying to get even." We've had people trying to launch lawsuits against us at Ananda just for that reason. They assumed that we must be doing something wrong. Recently in Italy, not so recently, 6 years ago, they launched a case against our community, and it was a big thing in the papers and everything. Finally, the judge ended up saying that, "I know that these people are completely innocent of everything," but people couldn't believe it at first because we're not there to take from people. So that if we're not there to take from people, we must be there to take a great deal more from people than we're even admitting. It's an amazing thing. I stopped on my way back from America to Italy, to India. I stopped in Italy because they were having a hearing there. And I appeared before the judge and I said, "Your Honor, I know that we're innocent of everything, but if you want to fix the blame on anyone, it belongs only on my shoulders because I'm the founder. And we didn't do anything, but if you want to bring me back from India, I'll gladly go to prison if you tell me." But in fact, he just dismissed the whole case as absolutely worthless. But it took us 6 years to reach that point of clarity in the public mind. Now, of course, we're shining more gloriously than ever. But when you try to do a good thing, you may as well resign yourself to the fact that people won't necessarily appreciate it. Those who are sensitive will, of course. But this world is full of people who will be eager to criticize you because you're trying to do something good in the world for a change. Don't worry about how other people feel. Don't worry about what other people think or say. If they insult you, thank them, because they will be a reminder to you that what you're looking for is not their approval, but God's approval in your soul. Joy to you.